Citrus fruit is picked for export from March to October, depending on what type of citrus it is. On most citrus farms, seasonal workers are used to pick the fruit, and it is very important that these pickers must know what to do and what not to do while picking the fruit. When you are picking citrus, you must remember that you are working with a perishable product. This means that it is a fresh fruit that can be injured or damaged easily. The most injuries and damage to citrus fruit happens during picking. Once fruit is injured or damaged, it cannot be exported, and the farm will get a lot less money for the fruit. Remember that you are picking your wages off the tree. While you are picking, there will be a supervisor or team leader that is in control of your picking team. The supervisor will first of all tell you what sort of picking you will be doing. Sometimes you will be picking export fruit, which is when you will follow all the instructions given to you in this video. You may also be told to only pick fruit that has a certain color or that looks a certain way, and leave the rest of the fruit on the tree. You must listen carefully to these instructions and follow them. The other kind of picking that can happen is when the export fruit is already off the trees and the fruit that is left is going to the juice factory. In that case, you may be told not to use clippers, but just to pick the fruit with your hand. This is called snap picking. But in this video, we will look at how export citrus fruit must be picked. You must follow all these steps very carefully to protect the fruit and to make sure that the fruit arrives at the packhouse in a good condition. Before you start picking, you need to make sure that your hands are clean and your nails are short, because long nails can injure the fruit. You should also not be handling the fruit if you have any open injuries or sores. They must be covered with plaster before you begin. For some types of citrus, you will receive one glove that must always be on the hand that touches the fruit. So if you are right-handed, the glove will be on your left hand, and your right hand will hold the clippers. Make sure that the glove doesn't have any holes or tears in it. You will be issued with a pair of clippers that you will use while picking the fruit. Clippers are made from a steel alloy, and the tips of the blades are round so that it will not damage the fruit. The spring keeps the clippers open, and the finger loop helps you to control the clippers while picking. The blades of the clippers shouldn't overlap. If they do, they may tear the stem, and a long stem will damage other fruit. You will also receive a picking bag to put the fruit in as you pick them. The picking bag is always slung over the shoulder, opposite to the hand holding the clippers. This means that the bag should hang next to the hand wearing the glove. There are two types of picking bags commonly in use: a bag that can open at the bottom with quick-release clips, and a bag that is only open on top. Make sure that the bag doesn't have any holes or tears in it, and that it is clean, dry, and completely empty before you start. If the bag is torn or ripped, repair it using thread and not wire. When picking tall trees, you will also use a ladder to get to the fruit high up in the tree. Ladders can be made from aluminium or wood and must be strong and sturdy. Ladders can have 2 legs or 3 legs. Check that your ladder doesn't have any splinters or loose metal pieces that can injure you, the tree, or the fruit. Now we get to how the fruit must be picked. Let the fruit rest in your gloved hand. Place the blades of the clipper on the fruit and cut the stem as close as possible to the fruit. Only a short piece of stem must be left on the fruit. Always cut the fruit stem at a right angle to the fruit. If you cut the stem skew, it may leave a sharp point that can damage other fruit. Place the fruit in the bag using your gloved hand. Don't throw or drop it in. If the stem of the fruit is too long, clip it off before putting the fruit in the picking bag. Remember that any long stem will injure the other fruit in the bag. Never run with a picking bag that has fruit in it. This will make the fruit bounce against each other and cause injuries. If the tree is too tall to reach the fruit at the top, all the fruit that can be reached from the ground must first be picked before using a ladder, so that the ladder will not press against and injure fruit that is still on the tree. If you are using a ladder with 2 legs, lean it against the tree. Make sure that it is sturdy and secure before climbing it. If the ladder has 3 legs, the 3rd leg is placed under the canopy of the tree to prop up the ladder, so that it doesn't have to lean against the tree. Be careful not to bump your picking bag against the ladder if the bag already has fruit in it. If you drop any fruit on the ground, do not pick it up ever. Any fruit that is dropped onto the ground must stay there. You must also not pick any fruit that hangs low on the tree. If the fruit is touching the soil, leave them alone. Even fruit that is hanging low enough so that water might have splashed up onto it, or fruit that has soil on it, must be left on the tree. This fruit must not be picked and put with the other fruit because they are infected. You must also make sure that your glove does not become dirty or wet. If this happens, tell the supervisor and get a clean, dry glove. Once your picking bag is full of fruit, you will take it to the picking trailer or bin to empty it. Remember not to run to the bin or the trailer. When using a bag that opens at the bottom, place the bottom of the bag either on the fruit already in the bin or onto the floor of the bin and release the quick release catches. Lift the bag and let the fruit gently roll out. If using a bag that is open at the top, lay the bag down on the fruit in the bin or on the floor of the bin and gently lift the bag to let the fruit roll out. Do not throw the fruit into the bin or drop it onto the other fruit because this will damage the fruit. Once you have emptied the bag of fruit, shake out all the leaves and stems that may still be in the bag before putting fruit into it again. After you finish picking for the day, it is important that you must check your equipment. Make sure that there are no tears or holes in your glove or in your picking bag and that your picking bag is clean. Clean your clippers and oil them as instructed by the supervisor. If anything should go wrong with any of your equipment during picking, tell the supervisor or team leader immediately. Make sure that all your equipment is stored in a safe place, ready for the next day.